Yeah, guys, so we're working on the trailer this time, at least until I can find an engine. So a little backstory here: we jacked the trailer up to see if the brakes would work, and rolled this one wheel, and it was just grinding away. So when I popped it off, you could tell that the seal behind on the drum itself had been blown out, and the water got in there and just really screwed those bearings up. So new bearings, new drums, new brakes, cleaning up the spindle right now. So these spindles have these oil rings on them right here. These will go right here. I got 4 of them. These were from pacifictrailer.com. They're about $7 and some change a piece. So I'll pretty much time lapse this, and I'm just going to reassemble this and show you what I'm going to do. It's not really a how-to video to show you what I'm going to do, but I'm going to take some emery cloth, clean all this up, and just start reassembling everything and actually hammer these back on. I took a boring bit and bored out a piece of 4x4 post to hammer these on, so hopefully that works. It should. Got to get a little innovative. All right. Alright, so that didn't take too long. Took me all about really 10 minutes, plus the trip I had to make back to the garage to get some tools. So I'm going to slap the tire back on this one and do the other 3. I just got kits for everything, so it's that peace of mind thing you want to have. But yeah, it's pretty much the same exact process, only with the back, there's just a hub. There's no brake. So eventually what I'm going to have to do is get some brake lines and make some brake lines for this thing, because these things are trashed. We're rusted out, and when I pulled this thing off, it was literally so rusted that it just broke apart and completely unusable. So I'm going to order some stuff to get that in and eventually just make my own brake lines, and try to save some money doing that, because God only knows how much it would cost to make some, or have somebody make some brake lines for you. So pretty much that's it. Hope you enjoyed it. So just got this tire off, and you can see behind here the grease is pushed out of that seal. I wasn't really wanting to do these, and I'm glad I am, because this is a disaster waiting to happen. So I'll time lapse this one. It's pretty much the reverse steps as this front one. It's back down on the ground now. She's looking good. So real nice. Just hammered that ring back on, the seal ring. Yeah, some water got in there. You can tell grease is starting to look a little milky. I'm gonna take this back in the garage and put the new bearings and races in it real quick, clean it up, and bring it right back out, put her in. So here we go. Now we're back at it again. Got over to the left side and took the left front off, and this is what it looked like as I pulled it off. I did not touch it other than that. There are literally no shoes in there, and this thing is just caked full of grease. And that's what the inside of that looks like. That looks horrible. Wow. Pretty neglected trailer. I don't know how long it's been neglected for so long, but we got some new stuff I'm going to put on. For the rear spindle, this one wasn't too terribly bad, but it definitely was due. So, unfortunately, the place online, eTrailer.com, that sent me the parts were actually the wrong parts. I guess I ordered the wrong kit because I had something different. The bearings were the same, but one of the outer races were, or the inner race was different, and the seal was different on my hub. But I'll give them a call and see what they say. So I thought this was crazy. I just wanted to show that. Today we are going to be reassembling the surge hydraulic surge brake coupler. Got some new parts for it. This was this is the old ram piston side of it, and this is the new one. This one's pretty easy to move by hand. Then I have the new master cylinder as well. So putting some paint on the inside of the stuff because it was a little rusty, but it wasn't that bad. And here as well. So we're gonna let that dry for a bit, and we're gonna got some of the parts in for the hubs, the two rear hubs that I needed, and then they sent me the wrong parts. Great. So they're gonna send me a new seal that I needed. They sent me the wrong seal. They did send me the correct race, but I'm gonna get one of these back together and at least put on to show you. So we're gonna go ahead and start with that. And here's the race. Right here is the correct one. So I had these for mine is L68110, and the ones they sent me were L68111, which were just a hair too big. But these will work, and it's pretty simple. All we got to do is take and get a bearing and race or seal driver and just hammer them down and put the bearing in and put the seal on, and we should be good to go. So first thing we're going to do is just hammer this race back in. This is pretty simple. I got this kit in Harbor Freight, this US General brand. It was cheap, and honestly, I don't use it very often, and it's a pretty good investment for doing stuff like this. So take her like this and just hammer her on down. Make sure she's all the way down in there, and that is it. Pretty simple. And the way to get these things out is simple enough as it is too, is you just, basically I did the same method but used a chisel and just tapped it, or just beat it out, and then that was it. Worked really well actually. So I'm gonna push some of this grease up in here, up into this bearing. Make sure this thing is nice and greasy. That down on in there, and get our seal. Clean myself up here some. Stuff is messy. So this is the seal. This is the correct seal that they sent me, and then they're sending me another one that is hopefully the correct one this time too. Same thing as the race, but I'll use a bigger adapter. I like to use the ones that cover the whole thing like that, and then I actually will put this on backwards. Make sure I got the entire thing on there, and once you have a bearing in, you just hammer this on down. It pushes in just like that. Looks good. We now go put her back on the trailer. All right, we're gonna be putting the actuator back together. Got the parts. Had to go to the hardware store to get some new hardware. I sprung for the stainless steel stuff. I won't cheap out on. So pretty simple assembly. This is brand new. This is a Titan Model 6 brake actuator, and just pretty simple. Just basically put it back together the way it was. This is our emergency breakaway. Still kind of in a little rough shape, but we're going to put it back in service anyway. That goes here, and then we can stick this with it. All right, she's in there, nice and secure, some brand new stainless steel hardware. Kind of had to fiddle with it because that's not the way this is really supposed to go back together, because the old one actually just had bolts that went through and screwed into this part right here, but I decided to put nuts on these. So I would like to know, I had to drill this out just a tad bit. I used 5/16 size bolts, and this seemed to work out pretty well. So be on to the next step. All right, so we're gonna put the actual hitch back together. Just gonna grease up parts with some Molly grease, nothing special. Hi, Tigger. He's gotta have a shock collar on him because he runs away. Good Tigger. Anyway, so we'll stick the piston back up in there, put the pin through, put these spacers back in, but we got to put these back in when we fit it up to this, because that's where the big pin goes through. And yeah, I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. Okay, so she is back together. Put everything, the piston and the brake actuator back on, and the emergency breakaway right here. And yeah, greased everything up. Yeah, we should be good to go put it back on the trailer. So let's go do that. So today what we're gonna try to do is get these bolts out. Some of them broke, actually all 3 out of the 4 broke here. I got this one out, managed to drill it out, and bravely used an extractor to get out, and it worked. So I'm gonna do the other 2, and I'm gonna show you how I do it. It's important to have sharp drill bits, and good ones too, or you'll find yourself in a situation where you're going to be getting the drill bit out and the broken bolt as well, and that's not fun. So for this, I'm going to add some heat to it because it'll certainly need it. Okay, so we finally got the left rear hub on. I finally got the right part in. Slapped that on real quick, got the tire bolted on and let her down. So one of the last things we need to do is get the hydraulic surge brakes to work. And I got the kit in as well. So I got a new hose here, sorry, here. And then she's gonna run all the way down along the frame rail right here into this right here, and then I'm going to connect the two axles or the two brakes together, and we're going to hopefully get this thing bled. So we got the brake lines ran all the way down to the front axle, and we got them bled with the help of sun. And we should be good to go. That's probably pretty adjusted right there pretty well. So we're good on brakes. Yay, that's a big accomplishment. Probably gonna button that up a little bit more with another zip tie or two, and throw these tires and wheels back on. And yeah, pretty much almost done with the trailer.